An ancient drink transform your gut, your mood, reduce your inflammation in your body, make you almost like a new person? Yes. And we're going to talk about it today. It's called kombucha. It's a drink that has been made for centuries. What we're going to discuss today is where did it come from? What are the origins? How does it get used? Some new research on the benefits of kombucha. There's a lot of controversy about kombucha. Is it good for you? Is it not good for you? And then I have a client whose transformation I'm gonna talk about, who's really excited about having taken my, advice to use it. And also we're gonna have some talks tips about how to best use it. Now, if you find this useful, of course, I'd love for you to share this information with friends who are also looking for ways to transform their health and vitality. I am Gail Nichols. I graduated as a registered nurse 100 years ago, but I do feel that it's still relevant today. I'm 77, although I feel like I'm 27. I help folks that are 50 plus stay strong, sharp, and thrive to 95. So if you're ready, let's dive in. So what is kombucha? How does it work? Where did it come from? If you see this picture here, you'll see that it's just a, a sort of a murky liquid, but it has been brewed for centuries. It started in Northeast Asia and it's made historical impact through all the rest of the world. Historically, it's been valued for health promoting properties. Some people say it's all in your mind. Well, enough people have been using it for enough centuries that it has pretty much cemented itself as health producing. But it all depends on where you get it and who produces it. If you know today's too much sugar and everything, you want to avoid any of those drinks. So the preparation techniques are absolutely paramount of importance because otherwise you're just drinking some pop soda. What is the best method to get the right fermentation process? There's something called SCOBY. That stands for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. If you've ever made bread and you know you take the yeast, put it in warm water and add a little bit of sugar, that starts this bubbling, which is the fermentation process. And that's what happens to make this product, kombucha. And it makes yogurt as well, other things. But the fizzy product like kombucha is what we're talking about. So fermentation of tea. Usually it's black tea. You can even ferment other things, but usually it's black tea. And it produces organic acids and bioactive compounds. And the fermentation itself promotes probiotics. Now, prebiotics are things you feed the bugs, and probiotics are the actual bugs themselves. So these are organic acids also that are beneficial for your gut health. So what is so important in your gut is the balance. We're apparently 93% bacteria or bacteria overall, microorganisms. They rule us, actually. We feed them and then they look after us. That's the deal. That's the symbiotic relationship that we have. Surprise! You're not in control of you. Your gut bacteria are. So we want to be nice to our gut buddies. And so we want to support the digestion of the food that goes in our body because the organic acids in kombucha will help your digestion and will promote that enzyme activity and help you enjoy all the rest of your other foods that you're trying to feed your bacteria, I mean, feed yourself. So if you drink kombucha, this might help influence this systematic inflammation reduction or the systemic inflammation reduction. And it supports the mood regulation throughout your body. So there has been new research on kombucha. So what is that? Well, first of all, kombucha is rich in live probiotics, which contribute to maintaining a healthy gut bacteria, which is essential for effective digestion. If you're bloating and you're just not feeling well, things aren't moving properly through the system. We're one open tube. The gut is a closed system. It starts here and it comes out the other end, and it is separated from the rest of our body by one single cellular layer. It's very amazing how our gut works. And yet we cram all kinds of things down our throat and expect everything just to work beautifully and to feel great. So what is the role of organic acids? These acids in kombucha enhance the digestive enzyme activity. As soon as you start chewing your food, you feel saliva? There's enzymes in that saliva that are already starting the digestive process. So as you're gulping your food down, there's more enzymes that are now going to work in your system to help turn that food that you ate into the food that will nourish your body. So these probiotics and kombucha help balance the gut microbiota, so they reduce bloating and indigestion. So in tea, in black tea in particular, there are polyphenols, which are known for their antioxidant and anti-inflammation properties. So these form metabolites while it's being fermented, and that contributes to enhanced anti-inflammatory properties. So if you have chronic inflammation, then drinking kombucha can very well help that along. So the polyphenols and the metabolites help reduce the chronic inflammation, and that, of course, supports overall wellness. But this is what it looks like when it's being fermented. It's just black tea that's been fermented. It is bubbly, though. It's fizzy. When you open it up, it's fizzy. So you don't want to shake it. You can move it slightly, but you don't shake. You never shake kombucha. So having kombucha can also improve your cholesterol levels. Now, the body makes its own cholesterol, so it doesn't really get a lot of cholesterol from what you eat. But when you drink kombucha, it helps lower your cholesterol, helps balance out your cholesterol levels naturally. What all this is doing in your body, you've heard of the gut-brain axis, right? There's your gut feelings, you've heard about that? That's really impacting how you feel, your mood. Everything starts in the gut through your whole body. The gut is really has more immune system than any other part of your body. It all starts in the gut. And that's why it's so important to treat your gut well. So what kombucha does is help support your gut health. And when you have a happy gut, you have a happy body and a happy brain, a happy mood, happy rest of your family too. So if you have digestive discomfort, you're bloating, you're burping, you're not doing well in the regularity department, you want to try kombucha. And if you have acid reflux, it usually means that you don't have enough acid in your stomach. A lot of people take acid blockers, which is really the opposite of what you really should be doing. You should be promoting acid in your stomach that will help digest your food. So a lot of this chronic inflammation is also resulting in lower energy levels. You just don't feel right. So then you don't go out and exercise and you don't do other self-care properties. So if you can start using kombucha, but the right kind of kombucha, then that's going to help your gut. It's known for its probiotic content that helps improve digestion. And of course, it reduces inflammation. It's a holistic approach. Of course, you want to talk to your doctor if your doctor thinks that kombucha is right for you. A lot of them say they don't really know whether it does anything for you, but if you like it, go ahead. So if you have regular consumption, what is that? I usually drink 4 to 6 ounces every day. It doesn't really matter when you drink it, but if you drink it before you eat, it can help with your gut systematic use throughout your body. So it reduces the inflammation. It increases your energy. It totally does. And of course, you feel better. So your mood is impressed. So here's some tips for choosing and using kombucha. This is the brand that I recommend. I have no affiliation with them. It's called Synergy, the real kombucha. They started 30 years ago. And if you look at the slide, you'll see there's a tiny little bit of added sugar, but that is strictly for the fermentation process. Just like when you're making bread, you have your yeast in warm water and you put a little bit of sugar in there, but the yeast eats the sugar. Same thing when the kombucha is being made, the bacteria eat the sugar that's being used in the fermentation process. So you're really not getting added sugar. But a lot of other kombucha brands add another amount. You can see 10, 15 or more grams of sugar added. You might as well be drinking a soda pop. Don't do it. Get this because this is the real deal. It was home brewed in the beginning and it is a high quality product right now. You always want to check that it has live cultures. Right here you can see that it lists the ingredients and it lists the cultures. And if you're gonna make it yourself, you wanna make sure it's done in a hygienic way, of course. Now, there's a book that's available on Amazon. I have a link to it in the show notes below. It's called The Big Book of Kombucha: How to Make It, and it has 268 unique flavor combinations. I had no idea, but I know that Synergy has, I'm guessing, about 20 different flavor combinations. So if you wanna make your own, you can do it using this book. Hannah Crum is the kombucha mama. She is the founder of Kombucha Camp, and she's sort of the world's authority on kombucha lately. But here's the difference if you're looking at Synergy versus other brands, and I looked at them all. First of all, Synergy is fully fermented for 30 days. Most of them are just, minimally fermented, if at all. When with Synergy, they use naturally occurring living probiotics, whereas the others just add in. And then it's handcrafted in small batches, 5-gallon batches, whereas all the other brands seem to do it mass produced. The other thing is like a starter culture. You probably heard about this when you're making certain breads. You can get a starting culture. So that is how Synergy is made, with an heirloom culture, whereas most other places use a vinegar concentrate. Synergy uses 100% raw, living, and real ingredients and bacteria. So it's made with real whole ingredients, and it's packaged in glass, not in plastic or aluminum. So you know that glass protects the fermentation process and the purity. So if you're going to make it yourself or drink it yourself, just start with small servings. As I mentioned, I usually have 4 to 6 to 8 ounces. Just see how it feels with you. Gradually increase your intake, but don't drink too much. Like, I will drink a 16-ounce gradually over a couple of hours. You could chug-a-lug it, but you might, if you haven't had it before, you might feel it. So it may not be safe for some people if you've got a weakened immune system or you've got specific health conditions. So that's why it's always good to check with your doctor and check, how are you feeling with it? So in conclusion, if you want to unlock these potentials for you, then I would recommend that you get these. I had a client who wasn't feeling well. She'd had a lot of antibiotics for certain infections, and the antibiotics kill off the gut bacteria. So by introducing kombucha, it really helped restore her gut microbiota. And so there are a lot of health benefits with that. She had an excellent result, and she's very happy using the brand that I recommended, Synergy. So as discussed before, if you've enjoyed this, please like, share with your friends, and subscribe. Press that subscribe button, press a little bell so you know when I've done another video and or a podcast. We'll be bringing this type of information to you on a regular basis, so we look forward to talking to you again. Thank you.